Okay, in this part 2, I want to take the program that we were using from Lab 7 that, again, I reproduced in CCW, and because it was created with a 820 processor, in order to simulate this, we have to change that processor. Changing a processor can be very easy. It is very easy. You may have to make a few adjustments to the program code, but that doesn't happen very often. So in order to change the processor, we come over to our project organizer, and right at the top level, this is the processor level, we're going to right click on there and we're going to say change controller. And we get this controller change dialog, and it shows me what my current controller is. I can also get more details if I want them. And it's asking me what my target controller is. In other words, what do I want to change this controller? So I'm going to drop down the controller, and I'm going to choose the LC50 48QWB SIM, just like we did when we were creating a project. I'm going to do that. What it's going to do is it's also going to rename the target. It's going to give it the same name as the 820, but it's going to add the number 1 after it, or whatever number in the sequence that it is. We want to make sure that it's the right rev also. I learned the hard way that you cannot, like if I have a release 12 as my current processor, I can't go back to a release 11. You can go forward, but you can't go backwards. So we have the simulator in. It is a version 12, and we're going to say OK. And it'll chuck away and churn away here. And when it comes back, you will see that it says the log file's been written. Everything's been successful. There's been no failures. Now let me close this bottom window. It automatically put my 2 plugins in place. So now I have the simulator. I want you to notice, first of all, that the HMI screen here is not expanded open. So just double click on that, and it'll expand that tree open, and also open the HMI configuration window. And I'm going to talk about this window in the next video where I show you how to actually add the HMI to the project. So for this point, I'm just going to close this. Now, what I like to do is I like to come up and first of all rename this. So I'm going to just name this project Lab 7 and Sim. Okay, it doesn't matter what we name it for this, just show you that I do rename them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this project to make sure that, you know, everything's kosher. So let me build the project, and we'll wait to see whether or not we get any errors. And I did not. So I literally should be able to configure my communication path and download this project. So let me do that. I'm going to start the simulator. All right, I'm going to turn it on. I'm at 106. Let me create a path. Actually, I'm not going to create a path. I'll show you. I'll do it another way. I'm going to download this program. Okay, succeed without warning. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I had some warnings there. I had some warnings that I should have shown you. Let me cancel this. And let me do that download again. I went too fast. Notice I have some warnings here for this scaler. Because I have some functions embedded and multiple functions, it's giving me this error, or not. It's not an error. It's a warning that's saying that it could lead to unexpected errors. And it's true, but it won't for this case. So let me say, yes, I want to continue with those warnings. And then we'll get the connection browser up. Now I have 2 Ethernet drivers configured on my machine. You may only have one, but I'm going to drill into one. It's kind of like using the RS links. Oh, excuse me, the RS links that's was in Studio 5000. There's my simulator. It's the 850. I'll just click on it and I'll say OK. And we'll allow this to download. So it's going through a build again. We'll download this to the simulator. Okay, let's go to run mode. And the program is running. Remember, you can change these values simply by right-clicking and say variable monitoring. And you can just come in and change the values of any variable that you would like. You can toggle things on and off. This happens to be an analog input. Now here's something that you should see, and that is, I'll open the simulator. If I want to simulate an analog input on channel 0, this will be counts, by the way. I can just enter a count value in there. Let's say 529. Okay, that's 529 counts, and you'll see that for that analog input 0, the 529 appears there. So you could do that right from the analog input module, and the analog output module will display the number of counts that it's generating. All right, that's all I wanted to do for this short video, is just to show you how to change the controller. And you could change this to any processor you want. If, let's say, you built it on an 820 and your company did an upgrade to an 870, well, you can come in and literally change the processor. You might, again, have to massage the code a little bit, but rare that you'll have to do that. Just wanted to show you that. You know, go through this program now that you can simulate it, and make sure you understand it. Go through the HMI screen objects to see how they're configured and how the properties are set and how tags are created. And then there's going to be a lab for you to do to create your own HMI. I'm going to give you a printout of the program code, which I'm going to have you enter. It's not a lot of code, so there's not a lot of work to entering the program code in, but I want you to do it from a brand new project, creating the code. Then you'll be a ladder program, a function block program, and a structured text program, and then creating the HMI screens for that. And I think there's 2 screens to create. All right, so I'll see you in the next video that will show you how to create the actual HMI. See ya.